Let's be real for a second. Life doesn't usually fall apart in one dramatic explosion. It's rarely that movie moment where someone flips a table and storms out. No, real destruction is quieter. It's subtle. It sneaks in when you're too busy scrolling, too tired to care, or too polite to say no. And that's exactly what makes it dangerous. There are certain habits that don't look like a big deal. They're not illegal. Your friends probably do them too. In fact, you might even think, well, everyone complains a little, or I'll start working out next week. Harmless, right? Wrong. These 5 little habits are like termites. They won't bring the house down overnight, but give them a year or 5, and suddenly your life feels hollow, like something's missing. And the worst part? You won't even notice until the damage is done. Let's start with the first one. It's tiny, it's sneaky, and it might just be your favorite daily ritual. 1. Constant complaining. Let's be clear. Everyone needs to vent sometimes. Letting off steam is healthy. It helps you process frustration instead of bottling it up. But constant complaining? That's a whole different story. It's like emotional junk food. You think it's comforting, but it only leaves you feeling worse. When you spend too much time focusing on what's wrong, your brain starts tuning out what's right. Gratitude becomes a ghost, something you barely notice anymore. Suddenly, a sunny day isn't pleasant. It's too hot. Your decent job? Too stressful. Free time? Boring as usual. Negativity becomes the default setting, like a broken record stuck on the worst parts of life. And here's the catch. Your mind doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you. If your inner voice sounds like a 24/7 customer complaint hotline, you might notice people start avoiding you. Who wants to hang out with a human rain cloud? What's worse, constant complaining can actually make you feel more miserable. Scientists say negativity rewires your brain to notice more negative things. It's called the negativity bias. The more you complain, the more your brain scans the world for problems, making you stuck in a bad mood loop. So what can you do? Try catching yourself when the complaints start piling up. Pause. Take a deep breath. Look for one small thing to appreciate, even if it's as simple as a hot cup of coffee or a friendly smile. It sounds simple because it is. Because when you shift your focus from what's broken to what's working, even just a little, you start to rewrite your story. Complaining less doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means refusing to let negativity steal your joy. And trust me, that's the best free upgrade you can give your mood and your friends. 2. Procrastination. If avoiding tasks were an Olympic sport, some of us would have gold medals and endorsement deals by now. You know the drill. There's something important to do. Write a report, go for a run, book that dentist appointment. But your brain says, wait. First, let's reorganize the sock drawer. Check the weather in 17 different cities. And then watch one YouTube video that somehow turns into 3 hours of watching people build tiny houses in the woods. It feels harmless. You're just taking a break. You'll get to it later. But here's the cruel trick. Later has a funny way of disappearing. You think you have time, until suddenly, you don't. The deadline hits. The opportunity passes. The moment's gone. And just like that, another dream quietly slips away, not with a bang, but with a scroll. The worst part? Procrastination often wears a clever disguise. It pretends to be planning, waiting for the right moment, or needing inspiration. But really, it's fear in a hoodie. Fear of failing. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of starting something you might not finish. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. Because action, even the tiniest kind, is like momentum fuel. Fold one shirt, and suddenly you're cleaning the whole room. Write one sentence, and your brain says, hey, maybe we can do this. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, try this. Do one small thing today, just a little, just enough to remind yourself that you're not stuck. You're simply one tiny action away from moving forward. 3. Comparing yourself to others. Let's be honest, we all do it. You open Instagram for just a quick scroll, and 5 minutes later you're knee-deep in the comparison Olympics. One friend is traveling through Italy. Another just got engaged on a mountaintop. Someone else bought a house, wrote a book, and somehow still has perfect hair. Meanwhile, you're sitting in bed, wearing pajamas from 3 days ago, eating cereal out of a mug. And suddenly, your perfectly okay life feels not enough. But here's the twist. Comparison is a trap disguised as motivation. You think you're being inspired, but really you're just collecting reasons to feel like a failure. The truth is, there will always be someone richer, prettier, fitter, or more successful. Always. But their story is not your story. You didn't start at the same place. You're not walking the same path, and you're not even aiming for the same destination. Comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel? That's like feeling bad because your kitchen doesn't look like a food commercial. It's not real life. It's curated, filtered, and staged to look perfect. Also, comparison doesn't just make you feel bad, it paralyzes you. Instead of building your life, you're too busy watching someone else live theirs. So what can you do? 2 things. Celebrate their wins without questioning your worth. Focus on progress, not perfection. Your path is yours for a reason. And the only person you should be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. 4. Ignoring your health. Let's talk about health, not the gym influencer, green juice, run a marathon kind. I mean the basics. Sleeping enough, eating real food, moving your body, and maybe drinking water once in a while instead of your 5th cup of coffee. But here's the thing. When life gets busy, health is often the first thing we sacrifice. We stay up late to catch up on work. We grab fast food because there's no time to cook. We skip workouts because, well, we blinked, and somehow it's already 9 p.m. And you know what? Nothing bad happens right away. That's the dangerous part. Your body doesn't send a dramatic warning message like, "Warning, you're destroying yourself." Nope, it just quietly files it away, like a patient accountant keeping receipts for later. And then later comes. It shows up as brain fog, chronic fatigue, weight gain, stress, low mood, or random aches that make you feel 72 years old even though you're still in your 30s. Here's the truth. Your body is either your greatest asset or your slowest liability. You only get one, and it doesn't come with unlimited upgrades. Taking care of your health doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to turn into a fitness guru overnight. Just start small. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Drink more water. Take a walk. Eat something that grew in the ground and not in a factory. 5. Saying yes to everything. At first glance, saying yes to everything sounds like a good thing. You're being helpful. You're being supportive. You're showing up. You're dependable. But here's the hidden cost. You're also slowly burning yourself out. Every time you say yes to something you don't have time or energy for, you're saying no to something else, usually your peace, your rest, or your own priorities. You end up stretched so thin, even cling wrap looks jealous. And for what? So people will like you? So you won't feel guilty? So you won't seem selfish? Let me drop a truth bomb here. Constantly saying yes doesn't make you kind. It makes you exhausted. And burnt out you is not helpful to anyone. Not your family, not your friends, not your job, and definitely not yourself. People-pleasing feels noble, but it's really just fear in a nice outfit. Fear of being disliked. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of conflict. But boundaries aren't rude. They're necessary. Your time and energy are limited resources. If you don't protect them, no one else will. Here's the magic phrase that can save your sanity. Thanks for thinking of me. I'd love to help, but I have too much on my plate right now. Boom. Polite, honest, and no emotional gymnastics required. These 5 habits don't shout. They whisper. They don't break your life in one big moment. They slip in quietly, one small choice at a time. The good news? You don't need a dramatic transformation to stop the damage. Start small. Notice the habits. Question them. Say no without guilt. Move your body. Focus on what's working. Take one tiny step today instead of waiting for the right time. And when comparison creeps in, remember, you're not behind, you're just on your path. You have more power than you think. Use it gently, use it wisely, and begin today.